If you looked through the windows of our home, you'd see the perfect couple. My wife, Melissa, made sure of it. Ethan, hold the ring light higher, she'd say, her eyes fixed on her phone. She was a social media star with 300,000 followers. Hey loves, she'd chirp into the camera. Ethan's here too. Say hi, honey. I'd give a blurred smile, just a prop in her perfect life. What would I do without him, she'd say. But once the camera was off, the sweetness vanished. Can you try not to look like a hostage next time, she'd joke, but the words cut deep. That night she told me about a party. We need to make an appearance. Try being fun. Before I could respond, her phone rang. It was her friend, Jenna. Mel, bring your husband. He's cute. Melissa laughed. You can have him. He's useless around here. She saw my face and mouthed, I'm kidding. But we both knew she wasn't. The party was on a downtown rooftop, all string lights and influencers. The air smelled like perfume and fake confidence. Melissa fit right in, laughing and posing for photos while I held her purse. Smile, she hissed at me. You look like you're thinking again. I forced one. Later, her friends gathered around. One guy asked if I was still Mr. Serious. Melissa rolled her eyes. Hopeless. He folds towels like a robot. Everyone laughed. Then Jenna arrived, stunning in a red dress. Ethan, she purred. You clean up nice. Melissa just giggled. 3 drinks later, things got worse. Jenna leaned in and told Melissa, I might steal your husband, and without missing a beat, Melissa raised her glass and laughed. Take him, maybe he'll finally stop being boring. The group erupted, but I just stood there, my face burning. No one asked if I was okay. Melissa just pushed me toward Jenna for a photo. That was the moment I realized just how little I meant to her. The car ride home was eerily quiet, broken only by Melissa humming to the radio. Her phone kept lighting up. Those rooftop photos came out so cute, she said. Cute, that's what she called the moment she publicly stripped away my dignity. Back in our living room, the silence finally broke. Melissa, that wasn't funny, I said, my voice tight. She looked genuinely confused. At the party, I nodded. Everything you said. Offering me to your friend like I was some kind of prize. She sighed, full of drama. Oh my God, Ethan, you're overreacting. Again, it hurt me, I stated plainly. I can't babysit your feelings. She shot back, crossing her arms. If you were more confident, you wouldn't take jokes so personally. Calling me boring isn't a joke, she smirked. Well, you are. The words hung in the air, sharp and cold. I just need you to stop embarrassing me. Embarrassing her? You don't match my energy, she said with a shrug. People notice, and just like that, something inside me broke. She went to bed. I stayed on the couch, staring at photos of us, 2 strangers in a frame, and for the first time, I wondered, what am I still doing here? The next morning, my phone lit up with a text. It was from Jenna. You okay? You looked off last night. I hesitated, but her kindness felt like a lifeline. I replied, rough night, that's all. She immediately texted back. It wasn't just a joke. Melissa went too far. She asked if we could talk, so we met at a quiet cafe. She looked different, softer. Melissa's been talking about you for months, she said, stirring her coffee, making fun of you behind your back. Last night was cruel. She said she was joking. I muttered. Jenna looked at me with a startling gentleness. Ethan, Melissa knows your breaking points, and she pushes them because she knows you won't push back. Her words stung because they were true. We talked for an hour, and for the first time, I felt understood. Kindness can be dangerous. Sit, reminds you of what you've been missing. The house was dead silent, an unnatural quiet that made my skin crawl. I stood in the living room, suitcase half sipped, my heart pounding in my ears. The screenshots on my phone felt like they were burning through the screen, images I never wanted to see. My wife, my best friend, looking at another man the way she used to look at me. When she walked in, she froze, her purse dropping to the floor. The color drained from her face. I didn't say a word. I just held up my phone, letting the glowing evidence hang in the air between us. Her laughter with him, a touch on his arm, things I hadn't seen from her in months. Where did you get that? She whispered. I finally found my voice, raw and hollow. I want the truth, no more lies. Tears welled in her eyes. I didn't mean for it to go this far. She choked out, and just like that, the air left my lungs. We sat across from each other at the dining table, the same table where we once dreamed about our future, now a battlefield. My phone lay between us, displaying months of messages I'd found. My wife cried, her voice cracking, but guilt clung to her like wet sand. What happened between you two? I asked. Her hesitation let the explosion inside me. Answer me. She jumped, then whispered, we kissed. My chest tightened so violently, I had to grab the table. Just once. I swear, ... double quotes. Don't swear, I snapped. Your promises hold no value anymore. I ended it, she whispered. It was a mistake. Then why? I asked slowly. Were you with him today? Her silence was louder than any confession. My chair scraped back as I stood up. I gave you everything, I said, my voice strangled. And you looked for more. I pointed to the spare room. Sleep there tonight. I watched her stumble away, broken. I stayed downstairs, alone, staring at the pieces of a marriage that had slipped through my fingers. Sunlight crept through the blinds, but the house felt so dark. I just sat there, staring at my untouched coffee, when her soft footsteps stopped at the edge of the room. "Can we talk, please?" she whispered. I didn't answer. She sat down, her eyes swollen, her face pale. She looked like she hadn't slept. "I know I hadn't. I want to fix this," she said weakly. "I'll do anything. Therapy, counseling. I'll block him, delete everything." "How?" I finally cut in. "By promising never to hurt me again." "You already did." She broke down, sobbing. "I was stupid. I felt like you didn't love me anymore." My fists clenched. "So you found love somewhere else?" "No, I was just confused." "That's worse," I yelled. "You threw away our marriage for a feeling you can't even describe." The silence between us was suffocating. Then she whispered, "Do you want a divorce?" I never imagined hearing that question from her. "I don't know," I managed to say. "I honestly don't." A week passed slow, heavy, suffocating. We barely spoke. The house felt like a graveyard of memories. One evening, she approached me quietly. "I have something to tell you," she said, her hands trembling. She'd ended everything with him. Blocked him, deleted him, even changed her job transfer. Then she slid a small envelope toward me. It was her resignation letter. She'd left her job that day. "I'm fighting for us," she said, her voice cracking but firm. "Even if you aren't ready to fight with me yet. I know I destroyed your heart, but I still love you." I never stopped. Every emotion collided inside me. When I opened my eyes, she was on her knees, tears streaming. "I'm willing to rebuild your trust from zero," she whispered. "Just tell me there's still a chance." Silence. Then, I finally spoke. "There's a chance, but it won't be easy," she sobbed with relief. I reached out and lifted her chin. "For the first time, I want you to fight for me." She nodded fiercely, and for the first time since the betrayal, I let her hug me. Maybe, among the ruins, something new could still grow.